Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about something very interesting. Now, this is a topic about something you've already probably heard of before, skill-based matchmaking. Now, skill-based matchmaking in gaming, everyone has a very mixed set of opinions. Some people like it, some people don't, some people really don't care. And I am in the position where I like the idea of some form of skill-based matchmaking, but, and this is a big but, only in certain conditions. I believe the way that you should handle skill-based matchmaking in your video game, no matter what the game is that there should only be skill-based matchmaking in ranked modes. There should not be skill-based matchmaking in random public sessions unless the mode is specifically trying to be a competitive mode, such as Rainbow Six Siege or Overwatch Competitive or COD World League, something like that. Otherwise, it should just be connectivity only. That way, in turn, your lobbies don't necessarily have to be super sweaty all the time, and you're more likely to get better connections that way, because then your lobbies won't be prioritized about who's sweaty, it's about who actually has good connection to you. What does it matter if somebody is really sweaty if they're from, like, let's say, because I'm in the US, like, let's say that someone's from, like, Afghanistan or, like, Italy or anywhere in Europe. Like, that would make no sense connectivity-wise, and then therefore I'll get either lag or ghost bullets. It's just not a good system. Now, in turn, talking about this actually makes me want to lead into the main point of my topic, which is a tweet from Nadeshot. Now, this is a tweet that's been getting a lot of traction lately, and it's caused me to make this video, including some other people as well. And this is basically the tweet and how it ends up going. So this is the tweet that Nadeshot put out a few days ago, and you're probably really going to agree with him on this one. So here it is. And I quote, "I'll never understand why Call of Duty goes through all the trouble to implement skill-based matchmaking, but won't add a rank system. If you're going to match me up against better players, why can't I have a rank to be proud of and work towards?" This is a very good point. Why is it that us, the community, when we play a game, whether it's Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, why do we have to basically sweat our balls off to basically obtain nothing? I mean, there's a mental satisfaction, like, you know yourself is popular in terms of, like, your skill level. Like, your homies are gonna know that you're really good. You know you'll be good. Your team might know that you're good, but you want to be almost kind of able to brag. Like, for example, one of the things that I'm very happy about is that in Overwatch, now that I've got a top 500 profile picture or art, now I can use that whenever I'm in a lobby, and I can show people that I'm, you know, at that mark, that I'm worthy of that, instead of just people having to go to my stats. It's kind of like a more flashy way, kind of like a polite version of bragging, but not too much. And he's right. It's really unfair how that they expect us to be able to just deal with the skill-based matchmaking and get little to no reward for it. In fact, actually, this is another thing. Why is it that we literally do not have any ranked mode in something like, let's say, Call of Duty? We technically do, but it's literally nothing different than just the normal public match. It just says the name competitive. You get basically no reward that justifies playing in that playlist. Black Ops 2 League play, that was a perfect example of skill-based matchmaking, basically. Skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 2, if you want to end up having a more sweaty lobby and prove to yourself that you were a good enough player, you would go into League play. And the thing is, though, is that since Advanced Warfare onward, the default public modes for Call of Duty have been uberly sweaty, and a lot of people blame Sledgehammer and Michael Condrey because they were the first game developer to have skill-based matchmaking that thick in their game. Now, this is the beautifulness of Payback. This is Karma, and this is where Karma ends up having its famous quote, "Karma is a bitch." This is why. I'm ending up watching this and I laugh every single time I see this, but Michael Condrey, the former co-developer of Sledgehammer Games, the man that made Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty World War II, the man that ended up having two of the most sweatiest COD games known to mankind, and basically is the punching bag for skill-based matchmaking, kind of like how Vondi was the skill-based matchmaking, kind of like demon or ghost or boogeyman, but for the snipers. Vonderhaar's main thing was for the snipers, Condrey it's for skill-based matchmaking, and now like people like for Infinity Ward, like let's say Robert Bowling, who is like basically the Vonderhaar Michael Condrey, he's basically getting trashed for his stuff going right now in Modern Warfare. But this is funny. So basically, there's a tweet that replies to Nadeshot that says, "Ask Michael Condrey. It didn't work then, it's terrible now." Basically roasting Condrey. Condrey replies to this tweet and says, "Ask Activision. Never directed into COD from me. Analytics, skill-based matchmaking, monetization, dedicated server coverage, etc, 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 all driven from Activision's central tech and production teams. Frustratingly little influence on those corporate decisions despite their impact on our games and the COD community." Wow. That is the ultimate payback. Condrey stood the fuck up and basically told Activision to flat out go fuck themselves for everything. This is the ultimate payback. Condrey, I have so much respect for you beyond words in this tweet. The fact that you actually risked your reputation further, I don't know what Activision has on you, and like I don't know if you have like any NDAs with them or whatever about saying stuff like this, but this is amazing. I'm very, very happy for you, and I'm happy for the community that we can finally hear something from the other side, like, because all this beforehand was just educated guesses. Now we have someone that's been on the inside and can actually say something that not only proves our point valid, but also it's a slap in the face to Activision. He basically flat out called them out. And the best part about this is that Activision's just been dead quiet. It's like, how do you reply to this? You basically got ratted out by someone that you used to, have as your almost apprentice. And the funny thing is about this whole entire thing is that this just goes for not only Call of Duty, but this goes for any game under Activision. There is so many games that are under Activision. You formerly had Destiny. You've got Overwatch with Activision Blizzard. You've got so many games that are under Activision. And so if you are ever suspicious about skill-based matchmaking, this is your freaking answer. Like Michael Condrey said it for you plain as day. It's Activision's doing. And I'm so glad that we finally got a win. This is literally the definition of a win. And like I said, Michael Condrey, I have such high respect for you as it is already, but my respect even for you now has gone so much further just because of this tweet alone. This needs to be the precedent for gaming. Connectivity only. And Activision does not end up doing that because of one reason and one reason only. It's money. They're a company. They don't get repercussions for this. We're not going to be able to physically beat them up because they don't, let us do that. They have bodyguards, obviously, so even if you're violent, you can't do that. You can't end up suing them because they have all the lawyers in the world, and you can't, roast them because they're probably so confident and ignorant in themselves that they don't even care no matter what we say that's insulting-wise. The only way that we can end up getting through them is with our wallets. So if we don't play their games or don't spend money on their games, we win. And that's why a lot of these newer COD games and just games under Activision in general, such as Bungie with Destiny 2, it's like causing some sort of fiasco with the internal, team. Like, Bungie left Activision, which is good for them, and a lot of these Call of Duty developers, like Condrey, are roasting them. It's like Activision can't seem to catch a break, and karma's starting to get back to them. Eventually, I feel like that's going to get to the point where Activision is just going to fail miserably. Their stocks after Black Ops 4, but before Modern Warfare, were so low. And if Modern Warfare wasn't such a success at the beginning, they definitely would have kept going downhill. Because think about it this way, now that the Sledgehammer is out of the picture, all they have left is Treyarch and Infinity Ward. And if Infinity Ward choked, and they had two bad COD games back to back, the last good COD game was Sledgehammer, who was the person that called them out. Like, the ex-lead co-developer called them out. And so, due to their pettiness, they're probably going to end up being very upset about that, how that the team that called them out and tried to end up having the most consumer-friendly game as of recent years is the most popular game. The only reason why Modern Warfare is doing well is because they're trying to target a new community. I'm sorry, but Modern Warfare is only successful because it's easy. The way I look at Modern Warfare, it's a good game at heart, don't get me wrong. I respect what the new Infinity Ward tried to do here. They wanted to basically end up starting over. Like, they wanted to redeem themselves. They didn't want to end up, you know, saying like, oh, here, we're going to force this down your throat now. Like, they just took a step back and they restarted. I don't know how much of this was influenced by Activision or not. Probably a lot. But the way that Modern Warfare is that it's basically catered to spoon feed you. Everything's easy. The maps, the guns, the way it's designed, it's catered to noobs, and it's easy. And so Sweats, they have an easy time too. They might have tough players to play against, but the guns and the maps are easy if they play with them accordingly. So overall, the experience with Modern Warfare is that it's easy, at least if you play to it. If you try to rush around in Modern Warfare, you'll get punished and you probably won't like it. But if you play to the maps and you play to the guns, like if you use M4 in camp and you're a sweat and that's how you sweat, then you're going to really enjoy it. Same thing with the new players. And the way that you gotta look at this at the end of the day is that nobody's gonna end up changing who they are at their core, unless it's threatened somehow. So like Activision, you have to basically stop buying their games. That's just straight up what you gotta do. And the thing is, though, is that Michael Condrey, even though his tweet did have a personal meaning to me, it probably doesn't mean anything to Activision. I mean, who knows, maybe like there might be some NDA issues or like he might end up getting in some sort of trouble. But he's not with Activision anymore, he's actually with 2K Games, so good for him. But yeah, so Michael Condrey, I'm very proud of you and happy that you did this for the community and just did this for yourself, because I'm pretty sure you had a lot of frustrations for a long time that you're finally letting out. And Activision, should be a wake-up call for you that you cannot be excused of literally everything. The loot box thing got taken care of because of the law. Like, you guys gotta understand that, like, is the loot box thing and the consumer-friendly model for this game was only fixed just because the law and the government was starting to get involved, saying it was children's gambling. So the law can get involved, or we can end up just stop buying their games. That's the two things that have proven to work. And one of the ways that you can damage, you know, their income is by their reputation, because if people end up seeing, oh, their games, you know, suck, over time, eventually there's less and less people. They had less and less people from Ghost onward up until about Modern Warfare. You realize that slowly but surely, their games were going down, and Black Ops 4 was the lowest point possible, and then went up with Modern Warfare. So this is the thing that we all got to keep in mind, is that Activision's not a god, they can be taken down, and it's all by choice. Eventually, Activision will crumble because their business practices are slowly but surely just not fitting with governmental, you know, standards. Like the loot boxes was a prime example, and I'm pretty sure eventually the same thing will apply with anything else they do because they're super sketchy. But this explains the whole entire idea of skill-based matchmaking and what it has to do with not only Call of Duty, but just any game underneath them. So, there you have it, guys. I hope you ended up enjoying the video, and let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below, because I really want to hear your thoughts. This is why I like Sledgehammer. Now you honestly to God know why I respect Sledgehammer Games out of all the developers the most. I like Treyarch, I really do, but when they bent the knee to Activision with Black Ops 4, I lost a little bit of respect for you, Treyarch. And then Infinity Ward and the new Infinity Ward, like, they're just Infinity Ward. So, yeah, guys, this is today's video. I hope you ended up enjoying. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. And here's hoping that in the future, any of our games, if they have skill-based matchmaking, it won't be nearly as terrible as Advanced Warfare or World War II. See you later, guys. Peace.